Hey guys, Loklin here, bringing you a brand new deck set under 5 minutes. Today I'll be looking into Dinomist. Dinomist are a personal favorite deck of mine, as I feel like no one has really ever given this deck enough thought. Dinomist have never had significant representation in the meta for the deck that they are. While I will concede that they don't generate the card advantage ABC does, and they don't really have the interrupt that Cosmo did, they still have potential. You have a deck that can be mixed with Dracos to make a near unbreakable board, as they are in this video. You could run XYZ Dinomist to easily make Treetoad and CDI in one turn, but at the very core of the deck, you have an OTK deck that will happily go second, which is somewhat of a rarity in this meta. A deck that says, I can take your interrupts, bring it on. With all that said, let's get into the video. So starting us off, we have OTK potential. As I said in the intro, at the core of the deck, we have an archetype that really wants to OTK. Opening up 3 Dinomist and a charge is honestly not that much of a rarity considering the monster count. You set your scales at a Spinos off charge, or alternatively at a Terran or Plesios if you already have a Spinos. Pendulum summon both, tribute your level 4 using Spinos effect, add it back off charge, and then normal summon it for a free second attack with Spinos. They pull this off quite well, and so I'll give them a 3 out of 5 for OTK potential. Next we have monster strength. They're quite average when it comes to this, with their most powerful monster coming in at a very mediocre 2500 attack. But they have cards to compensate for this, such as Limiter Removal and Plesios, who takes away 100 attack and defense on all enemy monsters for each Dinomist card you have on the field. Limiter Removal is a one-off, and Plesios honestly isn't the greatest card, so I'll give this a 2 out of 5 for monster strength. Board control is sort of where the core deck suffers, however. With Dracos splashed in, or as I like to call them, Dracomists, the deck's board control becomes amazing. Using Ignista to pop your own scale, to shuffle something on the board, and then adding your scale back off charge is an amazing play. You can turbo into Dinoster, which is an amazing card in this deck. I will give it a 3 out of 5 for board control. Card advantage is really not this deck's strong point. However, the deck can run most generic draw cards, especially Pot of Desires, which is honestly a 3 of in this deck. You could also run a trap heavy build with Demise in the same sense as Klee. Into the Void is another valuable card, if you're lucky to have one. So I'll give this deck a 2 out of 5 for card advantage. Now we'll move on to consistency. This deck is really consistent for what it is. I've been playtesting all different types of builds of Dinomist for a while now, and honestly I haven't really seen the deck brick that often. The only thing that comes to mind is drawing only 3 scales or only 6 scales, but with the way this deck works, that is pretty much a rarity. So I'll give this deck a 3 out of 5 for consistency. Extra deck accessibility. Probably the strongest point this deck has, but it comes at the cost of your own OTK potential. You can turbo into Ignista, Dinoster, Cyber Dragon Infinity, totally awesome, but your OTK potential becomes non-existent. It also has one of the best rank 4 and 5 toolboxes. It can run the most varied extra deck I've ever seen. Synchros, Fusions, XYZs, all without being one of those decks that are like weird and inconsistent. You can Zulkin with this deck just as you did in Monarchs. This is where the deck truly shines. I will give it a 4 out of 5. All in all, this deck gets a 17 out of 30. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to see your Dinomist decks and what little hidden techs you have and what you found works well. This deck has so much unused potential, really give it a chance. Thanks for watching guys. Leave a like if you liked this video and consider subscribing. See ya.